Hello, hello, hello. Today we are fishing because it's fun. Tedious, but fun. And you're guaranteed to catch in a game, not playing. And you don't get wet after playing the arrows. What we got? Untitled Carp. I think it's a common. It is. We're using boilies as our rig for today. Just different ones. We've got citrus, krill, tiger nut, and a few others, which is pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. The Jersey fishing, a lot of it's just waiting. I could be using a spod rod, setting ground bait, which is basically feeding an area to entice the fish in, but it just makes your fishing trip expensive. I don't know. When you worry. That's called a liner because it didn't actually take. It's just sniffing around the area. Currently listening to the Killers in my earphones as well, which is pretty cool. Separately, because for some reason, if I was to put Spotify on my Xbox, the game would stream it, and I get copyrighted. So we can't be having that. That's a take. Oh, bent. Oh, fish on. Whoa, I did not. Some beautiful. Let's go. Oh, we got a sniff on the other rod. The beeping or bite alarms, which will indicate there's tension on the line. There's a little bobbin coming underneath. That's called the backbiter, which will indicate that a fish is swimming towards you instead of away, because there wouldn't be tension on the line. Then you got your reels and your rod pod, which is just a rod rest, and that is a basic rod setup. For anybody who doesn't know, turn my torch off. I need to open my Twitch. Oh, 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 oh. There's something interested. How do I? Let's go. Great, awesome. So it's quite tedious fishing, especially for carp, because they're very hit and miss. Oh. There's nothing more tedious than people who would just comment on a post, be like, promote yourself here, promote yourself there. Like, mate, I'm just trying to game and just stream and have some fun. Alright, that's what I'm doing. Oh, it's off. See the rod bend just beforehand, that's a take. It's only 90 feet away, which is the closest marker. That's marking a deeper pool of water, which carp tend to be bottom feeders. So that's why we marked that spot. As for the one in the far distance, another beautiful common. That was on a strawberry. We'll try some crab. Oh, wrong one. You'd think I'd know how to set up a rod pod by now. There we go. So we've got one just there, one in the back, that one there, that one there, which is this deep pocket of water. That one and that one. I may try this pocket or this pocket, but we'll see how it goes. So far we're on £400 for the day, which is good as fishing. Hopefully no one can hear my music. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so if you can, I do apologise. What about Ooh, my friend's currently struggling on the new GTA. I think it's Vice City, he said. Yeah. I mean, it's from like 2002, so I expected it, but come on, huh? Anybody else find that games were a lot easier when we were younger? Oh, oh, wrong rod. Bugger. Not a game, don't get him. I'm really not trying to listen now. Oh, Don't Get In My Way is Zach MC. Good song, actually. Quite enjoy it. Not currently listening to Knocking on Heaven's Door, which is a piano remix from TV show Lucifer. It's a good song, actually. Good TV series. Quite enjoyed it. Now, this has got a bit more tension in it. So the bars on the right indicate the tension on the line, which is the first bar. Then you've got the tension on the rod, and then how much strain is on the reel. You always want the weakest point of any given time to be your line. So your line will snap before your rod or your reel, because that is the cheapest piece of equipment to replace. Obviously, if you snap your reel, that's going to be expensive. And also with your rod. Can I pull this in? Ooh, they're all going. I've got to set the hooks quick. Lovely. Right. Now I've got to play two fish at once, which means I've got to put that down and pick this one up. Set this hook. This is the downfall of fishing multiple rods. You've got to play the fish simultaneously. Now, luckily, if a fish gets hooked, it shouldn't spit it. But because I'm fishing carp, they're likely to. Which means every now and again I've got to switch between them. But you want to try and keep tension on the lines at all times. If the line gets loose, it's got more chance of spitting the hook and getting away. Obviously, you don't want that. There you go, fish escaped because of low line tension. So that the line basically got loose and it was able to spit the hook out or drop it, basically. That's why fishermen always hold the rod up, vertical, to keep tension up, to keep that line nice and tight. Because if it goes down, there's a lot of slack and the fish has got a chance to spit it. So that's why you always want to keep the tension. And never try and bully a fish and just drag it in. You can hurt your fish, harm it, and also lose a fish. Let it wear itself out almost, and then it'll sort of naturally come in itself. Otherwise, you're likely to lose a fish, or you can harm it by exerting its energy. So you've always got to be careful. So this is quite a big fish. Not that because it's not just coming in. I think it's a leather carp. It's great when you see them coming in, and then it'll just run off, and then that yardage will go from like 20 up to like 50. Oh look, 30. He's trying to run. So I'll put tension on and put away to try and keep that line tense. You always want to stay tense on the line. Always keep tension. Little company. Come on. The evening would be nice. I think I'm using braid line. Oh. Come on. Landed it. Yes. Oh, yes. It was a leather. Let's take a nice photo. That's the It ain't nothing. Right, now 95 feet is this pocket here, and that was on a crab, so that's always nice. We'll just stick you in there. 3 is this one. This needs to be brought back in. In no rest for the wicked, money don't. Line clip just basically means that you can't cast any further than what you clip it at. That's for consistent casts, so that you know that you'll never exceed the yardage, which in this case, that one was 140. This one's 217, so I know that even if I hit it full power, whack, because it's clipped, it'll stop at the 217 mark. Boosh. And then set that. And then we're fishing again. Set back up. I should be noting what time I caught the fish and the weather conditions on my marker as an indication. And then I know in future to cast in that area and vice versa. Now at this lake we're just hunting carp. That's the only species we're targeting here. I think it's tench. It might be bream. But we're just wanting carp. We're trying to level up to unlock the next lake. They're just liners. So there's fish in the area. They might pick it up and drop it. Which is why it's just beeping and it's not running. Catching carp in real life's weird. Because it'll just go and you go beep 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 and take off. It's a magical moment. You basically want to watch the tip bend. That's like a giveaway that there's a fish on, basically. We'll see it in a second. So this rod here is going to go there. See the line take off. Boosh. And then I know I need to go down, reel down, and strike. Reel. And then the little dial at the bottom corner is drag speed. So the 4 arrows indicates that I'm reeling in at the fastest pace. And the outer ring indicates tension. It's basically a brake on the reel. So the more resistance means the harder the fish has got to fight to get away. The less resistance means it can run freely. Too much resistance, the line will snap. Not enough, and the fish will run off. So you've got to find the balance with your drag. Boom. 34 pound, nice. It's not this simple in real life fishing for carp. I can promise you that. Rod's right. So where this hand is now, that's the drop back. It comes off the rod pod, and that'll drop if the line comes towards us, because it'll have less tension, not more tension, and that's just an indication to say like it's dropping backwards. It'll lower, and that's the purpose of those. Need of a reason I wrote this verse. You're hopeless for it. Hello FTO Pierre, how's it going? Hope you're well. I'm not sure if anybody writes in the stream I can say it, but I will try my best. Not until you reach the peak. We'll see if the drop back moves to give us an indication. Because you've got destiny with your name on it, everybody. Everybody's so far we've caught 27 carp with variation of sizes, mainly commons, leathers, a couple of grass, and ghosties. Unique's obviously the based on size. Trophy, they're a trophy size, so I think if it's over 20, depending on the species, that'll indicate that's that. And yeah, I take a cash which pays for my rigs, my boilies, my setup. It's expensive. I think it's 70,000 just for one rod on this. $12,000 to get here, plus 8,000 for the license. So expensive. So that is what we call a drop back there. See how that one dropped back before the bite alarm? That's an indication that there's a fish there before you get an indication. So it's always good to have bite alarms and drop backs. And you want to make sure they're heavy duty so that the wind doesn't blow them and give you false readings. There is an upside to fishing that I find, and that's when you're with friends and there's nothing happening like now, you just sat on the bank. You'd be sat here with your bivvy, your tent, and just fishing, but your friends will be, say, down there. I don't know if anybody else is in the room. Nobody's here. And you just have a good time with your friends. It's really nice.
Count. She's deciding it.
And here we have a lovely, I've a mirror carp. I've had a mirror carp this big before. Yeah. Beautiful fish. So because it's on that rod, it goes in this spot here. That was on a crab. Citrus works well. But, we'll try strawberries. Oh, there's a fish coming in. Oh, my dogs just came in. You finished your food? I think my dog's on the scran. It's currently 10 o'clock at night. Dear, you finished? Yeah. I'm going to crack a can of Bud Light. Because, why not? It's Saturday. Always drink responsibly, never spill any. And always respect waters, fish and animal lives. Always return your fish safely. Always respect the waters. And leave it as you found it. Oh, that's straight in on the strawberry. This is just there by the markers. It's off. Boom. Straight in with the strawberry. Oh. Ooh. See that take a line? That's a run. Yeah, there's other ways you can do this. There's things like Pva bags. which is basically disposable. It dissolves in water. And what you do is you fill it with bait, the ground bait, and very nice grass carp. Beautiful. And you would cast out just the same. Your rig would be inside, and that basically just provides extra food around the area to entice the fish in. Now, what's interesting is the citrus was smashing them all day, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything at the moment. So, let's try strawberry. It started working over there, so let's give it a go. The liner came towards me. Ooh, this is a good size. No, normally you wouldn't actually be able to cast this far. I mean, 200 foot. What's that? 70 meters. You might be able to cast that far. So what you would do is some people get bait boats, which is literally a remote control tie boat, and sail it out to the location, drop the bait, and then come back in. It's quite clever. And then they can map the flow. If you're looking for features, drop-offs, points, deep points, and also shows of fish, so they can find the fish for you to help you know where you're casting. Because obviously I've got a little tablet which tells me, but if you go to a normal lake, in the bin, you just see water. So you want to find features, depth, drop-offs, deep holes, pockets, and just the fish. Ooh, what a good, I think this is a ghost. A unique grass, very nice indeed. I'll take that. So citrus has worked here. So we've got citrus, strawberry. I can't remember that one. Might be krill. And on. So we know strawberry works quite well. I can check afterwards. Time of day will impact it as well. So if it's daytime, nighttime, if it's raining, if it's sunny, these all come into account. Another comment. But yeah, it's quite relaxing fishing if you can find peace in it. A lot of people say it's boring. It's not supposed to be energetic and passionate. It's tranquil. You know, looking at the scenery, taking on, and just getting away from life. Your only worry is, where's the fish? So you'd be like this, scanning the water, looking for any surfacings, like these drops you would look for. Runs in the water like bore lines and tidal waves to indicate that the fish is chasing after other fish. Or you'd be tying rigs there, just like that. So that's water like activities. So we're looking in high fish times. And all these little spots are different locations. So if say this goes quiet, we could try that peg, that one. There's one there, one opposite, one there, one there. So we can cover different access points of this lake alone. So there's deep pool in there that I could check, that one there. Little lakes, which may have fish in. So it's always worth checking. And obviously different lakes, different depths. There might be weeds, there might be reeds, you might have to consider that and take that into account. So it's not just sitting and getting wet. There's a lot to think about. Oh. 4 or 3. 3. Second, don't you think that happened? Yep, the one at the sail and the master of my sea. The master of my sea. to the ones up above. And the keep net is basically that a net should sit in the water, and at the end of the day or your session, depends on how long, you would weigh at the end of the day. If there was a competition, so who's got the heaviest weight or the biggest fish, or if you were taking them home, you may keep them. Actually, look at Ron Thompson bite alarms. It's pretty cool. I've got some quite similar. My rod pod's only got 3, it hasn't got 4. But it depends on where you're fishing. You can only have so many rods, and they've got to be within, I think, 3 meters of each other. Obviously, if I had a rod, say, by that tree here, and that far tree, that's a bit unfair for anybody else who might want to fish that far tree. So always be considerate of other fishermen. It's a good community, great guys and girls, very helpful, very kind. So I've got Deep Horizon, almost 14-foot rods. I believe Leviathan 10,000 reels. Yeah, the 57, almost 58 pound max drag. Which means if I put the drag max, it'll be 58 pounds of tension. So you got to be careful. Line leader left, reel speed drag, look, cast type, boat angling mode, use tool fast reel mode, inventory, spread the line. I keep going to switch my music on Xbox, it goes on my ears. So now that it's gone quiet, you may want to feed the area, which to do that you would get a spod rod, which looks like this. And you'd buy a spod, which looks like a mini bomb. As it hits the water, it breaks on impact, opening up, and the bait would release on that spot, which would then drop bait, which is a mixture of this. It can be pellets, it can be boilies, it can be sweet corn, and a combination. The fish would then see that there's food in the area, come towards the food and take your boilie, which looks like a bonbon sweet, we'll say for argument's sake. Now some sink, and some will float. So when it hits the bottom, it'll pop up off the bottom, and that'll be a floater, and some will sink, which means they'll go down. Depending on weather, some may prefer sinking, others may prefer floating. So this tiger nut hasn't gone off at all, so we know we can try something else. So citrus worked there, strawberry's been working there. We'll give worm a go. Oh. And the line just beeps when you're putting it on because you've got to clip the drop back onto the line, so that will create a bit of tension. That's why it goes off every time. I did my best to notice when the car came down the line upon the platform of surrender. I was bored, but I was kind. Sometimes I get nervous when I see an open door. Close your eyes. Wish. Oh, rod 2 straight away. And that's the difference between switching baits. Some fish might not like a certain scent or aura, or never be afraid to diversify, never be afraid to change. Oh look, we've got 2 rods going. Last time that happened, we left one rod too long and it got loose. So, and some fish might like it, so this is a ghost. Oh, it was grass, it was close. The reason I'm just staying in these spots is because they're the deep puddles of water, also known as features. So we're aiming for areas that may be of interest to us, and I believe this is a unique. At the very least, it's a trophy. Based on how much tension is on the rod, how much tension, it's a big fish. Well, it's a heavier than standard. Now, I can see that my 4th rod, the one on the end that's going off, isn't bending as much, so it's not that big of a fish. With a bit of good fortune, I'll be able to land it. Push comes to shove, I'll take a picture. As I said, trophy or a unique. And this will just be a common. No, it won't. It won't be a trophy. It'll just be a regular fish. It won't be a trophy. As we said, boom, and we can tell that by the way the rod was bending. 95 foot's this one. So sometimes a rod will scream and it'll just take off, it'll just go zzz, and then that'll give you an indication of the size of your fish. Other times they won't So I knew the fish that I was fighting there was the first fish I had was bigger, and sometimes you don't want to lose a personal best going after something that's tiny. There, that's a screaming run, so we know it's a good fish. Just by the way it took off. Could be a trophy. Obviously I'm using quite heavy gear, I'm using quite strong rods and reels, just so that we don't have to fight them as long. I mean, don't get us wrong, it's great fighting a fish, especially in real life, it's amazing. But for this you want to try and get fish in as quick as you can. Oh god. Strawberry, citrus, so we've got 2 on strawberry, 1 on citrus. We'll stay with worm. Splash. What we're listening to. Currently listening to Khalid with Disclosure, Know Your Worth. Good song. Ooh, we have a good fish. So one of those citrus is working over there. Ooh. This is where good gear comes in useful. Because you want gear that can hold a fish, and you want to be able to control it so that your fishing lines don't go over other lines. Because then you've got a tangle and that can be a nightmare. So I've caught a real mirror in real life. Maybe not that big, but not far off. It was about £8. Gotta keep. Let's try crab. So all different like baits might be taken at different times, or by different species. So a common might like krill, a grass might like, I don't know, crab. Some might like certain ground baits, some like certain smells, some like certain conditions, some might only eat in the rain. Some might hate the rain, so always switch it up, look, straight in, bang. Instantly, we've just put this out. We've just had a fish on this. And we're already backed into one. So, that's very good. Usually a good indication of the size is how the rod's bending. So the tip's bending over. And that tells you that you've got a lot of tension on the rod. Riding on my innocence, their body, riding on my innocence, their body, Oh, nice trophy leather. Been waiting too long, I've been waiting, hell no. Been waiting too. Sending weird texts, never a good idea. What we got here? Worm. We'll try krill. So we're almost at. Oh, they're smashing this. What is this again? This is a crab pop-up. They're loving the pop-ups. Now, if you had too big of a fish and you were struggling, you might walk down the bank. So, like along these reeds sort of thing. I'm not, just because it's a game. And you want to be close to your rods in case another one goes off. Make sure that you've got the right gear for the job. So make sure that your rods are strong enough, you've got enough line. Oh, come on, you kidding. Nice. Come on, push. I watched my friend get a very nice common. Probably about 15-16 pound. It was a lovely fish. Yeah, he watched my rod go off actually when I got mine. It was funny. He was like, "You got a fish on?" So I ran to my rod and slipped and fell over. But it was funny. I got my first carp and it was one of these. No, it wasn't. So let's see. Crab. We used crab over there and it works, so let's try one over here. We're using a size 8 odd hook. Which just means it's the big 6, not a little 6, because you get 2 different sizes of hooks. You get the standards, and you get the bigs. You get Carp ones. See there, that like, hang on, let's zoom in. Oh no, it's got a rod in my hand. But there's fish surfacing just to the left, where we saw under that tree, which tells me I should be casting closer to those in this area, which is just telling me that the fish are surfacing, going up for food. But that could be any species. Those are good to look out for. So right here, it's saying that it's fish, but they could just be tiny little things. So yeah, there's a lot to think about. The reason I'm going to pull this one in first is we got a unique, and we know that because of the tension on the line, and the rod indicates it's a heavy fish. If you were fishing for carp in real life, I would suggest a 3-pound test curve minimum. You could probably get away with a 2 3/4, very minimum 2.5. I would say 20-pound line minimum. Depends what you go for. I think I use mono, and I would probably say 18. If you're going for braid, probably 40. You just want to have strong gear. A landing net, which is big enough to land your fish, is crucial. And all the right gear to unhook, which with these it's easy, it usually just pops out. Oh, it's only a trophy. I thought he might be a beautiful size. He had the potential to be bigger. Put it on the wrong stand, like an idiot. Let's change you. I've also got different size hooks on, so some are 8s, some are 6s. The bigger the fish, the bigger the hook. It's basically what you want to do. Just to make sure that it actually hooks into the fish and it doesn't just bend or break. Come on, let's see. There is a mission so there are perch, crucian carp, tension, bone tension here, which I need to try and get. I want a ghost trophy ghost carp from here, which I can do. And we also want willows. So we want to find a hybrid F1, a unique ghost, and a unique from this lake. But it could be anywhere in any of the lakes. And that's just So we've almost filled our cuteness for today, so then we'll just move on to the next day of our trip. And that's how it works. You just keep repeating different lakes, different venues. Obviously contingent on weather. You may have to fish a certain way, or fish might behave in a different manner. And the more you fish, the more you'll understand fish's behaviour. Certain lakes, certain times of day, certain times of year. So it's always interesting. But the one advantage to fishing is you don't really have to do much overall. If you prepare in advance, so you make up rigs, make up spare rigs, bring enough tackle, bring enough gear, bring enough bait. Most of the time it's just a relaxing few days away until you hear that noise, and then it's like run, 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 run. So you might have your tent say here, and you have your sleeping bag, and your rods would just be there. Some people would have them on this little, like, on the jetty, or just after it, and you'd hear that, and you'd run, 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 pick up your rod and fish and fight. But that excitement of having an actual fish on and fighting it's addictive. It's amazing. It's a very special feeling. And then when you watch it swim off to grow stronger and bigger, to get it another day is magical. But in these reeds and stuff, in these margins, there'll be perch and stuff all along these reeds. So there, for an example, there's a peg there, just that jetty. So for me to be fishing there, it's probably disrespectful to that jetty and that jetty, because they don't want to cast over me, and then that one they can't cast there. So it's always about being considerate of other fishing, other anglers, shall I say. We've got a fish on. And just that feeling of picking up your rod and having a fish, it's like, oh my god. In that moment, nothing else matters. Great cure for mental health, because you're not worried, you're not stressed, your only worry is landing the fish. And bringing it in, and then you get it, and there's a sense of joy, and just, yes, I got a fish. And then you'd release it for another day. And there's just something magical about it. It's very hard to explain, but it's magical. I haven't used much fish meal. Fussing. Every ghetto I know the same. Just trying to make a little change. Got a little 50 cent. put on the right one. Yep. So we've also got wind direction, so the wind's blowing that way, which can affect your casting, distance, range, stuff like that. Current, so if it's a river, there might be a current. There might be chop on the water. So weather comes into account. If it's darker, some fish feel more confident. They've got more cover. If it's brighter, the metabolism, so they eat quicker, slower. Just had that rod and we've already got interest. Change of bait, which could be to do with the change of time. What we're going to do is I'm going to move my chat there. I don't need to see the compass, I'm alright. So I can put that there. Bitch, I'm the man. Oh, I'm the man. Oh. Bitch, I'm the man. No, I'm the man. I'm a bonafide grade A hustle. And one day when you can't touch me, try and stick me, I make a shit. Start get down, bad bitches around. Better get in the line right now. Fuck around and die right now. Hope you understand. Bitch, I'm the man. Oh, rod 2, and it's off. So the first thing you do when you get a fish is you want to reel into it and then strike up, and then that just tightens the hook into the fish's mouth. If you strike straight up, you get a bird's nest because you get slack line, and you can lose a fish because I've done it. I got too excited and just went real, and just went quick strike, bang. So if I was just a, luckily I've clipped my line, so I don't necessarily need to worry about the distance and casting range, just sort of accuracy. So yeah. Awesome. Looking for keys. Where's my keys? Oh, where's my phone? There's my keys. There's my phone. It's currently my advert on Spotify. It's the... Ooh, Sanger. Good song coming on. Just 2 minutes pay from artist. There. Right. Hopefully, if anybody chat, I should see it. I have no idea though. It says I have a viewer, but I can't see. Ah. That seems weird. Where are all these emojis? I have no idea. Well, it's almost Christmas, so we'll stick a Santa. We'll stick a holiday Santa in the chat. If anybody sees it, that's cool. Profession, don't know what my head is. For anyone just joining in, welcome. We are indeed fishing because we're boring like that. So, sound your body. So we still got 36.4 pounds left of weight. So we can still get another 36 pounder, which could be a big trophy leather. Make sure you remember this, but I'm betting the devil in big bits and the devil in my pinikin. Ooh. Just a social distance. Jesus. Could be a trophy, but I doubt it. We shall see. Let's go. Shogun Vulcan. Good song. Gotta love a bit of Scottish rap / grime. Oh, nice 11. Yeah, if you're fishing carp, be prepared. They're tedious. I've heard a lot of good things about Gigantica in France. They have some fish up to 50-60 pound, I think. They may be bigger, which is just phenomenal for a carp. In real life, they'd be monstrous. The fight on that would be phenomenal. That's why I don't give a shit. That's why I would rather show you just how far that I can take it. Breaking it. Terrible, but not this. So every time I'm reeling in, this is take a line, that tells me that it's a trophy. It's fighting. Ambush with blendish. That's why I think it should. The poor stay poor, the rich get richer. It's just so disproportionate. You don't know just what I go through. That's why I would rather you just how far that I can take. Unique or trophy? I think it's a trophy. Shouldn't believe you put that on me. Oh, come on. Oh. Right, or no. Lovely. Now, there is a clever trick with this game. I have technically £25 over the limit, but I can change that slightly. Oh, sometimes life seems so. So technically, if I can get down to £926, I'd be alright.